and welcome. We're back for round 4 of our Mythic Championship qualifier.
Hello.
I'm joined by Patrick, the one and only Lord of the Cards. Today he's Lord of the Engines.
Yeah,
He's the one.
Trying to make this run with the baddest internet in the world. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're here at the Haus der Begegnung. We're not at our local game store, Spielraum Wien, who is of course the host of this tournament. So apologies if the internet quality is not the yellow from the egg, as we would say. But we're here round 4. We have Sebastian Fiala-Ibitz on the left against Bernhard on the right, and you can see Command the Dreadhorde versus Nexus is the matchup. We have Bernhard leading with Paradise Druid.
Yes. I'm very surprised that we still haven't got a mono red deck, because I just finished the meta game, which will go online after this round, I suppose, and we have more than 21% mono red decks.
Wow.
Which is the biggest number, of course. Yeah, but we are lucky so far.
No mono red matchups, although I'm not too opposed to seeing mono red on stream. It's been a while that I featured a mono red deck, so I think we'll see the mono red at some point.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, 22%, of course, a huge number.
Yeah.
Sebastian Fiala here going with Growth Spiral, end of turn. Kind of surprising, Matthias and I talked over the course of the last rounds, and Matthias of course mentioned that Nexus deck evolved and is usually not running Wilderness Reclamation anymore. Fiala-Ibitz playing 2 of them in his deck. We can now see Bonds of Flourishing. I took a quick look at the list, of course. Blast Zone, one of the latest editions. I've seen it in Sebastian's hand, if I didn't let my eyes fool myself.
Yes.
There it is. And 2 Nexus of Fate. Is it Nexi of Fate then? I don't know. Nexi.
I would say Nexi.
Of Fate. Apart from that, pretty standard list, I'd say. Of course, he's running Tameo, one of the great additions of the new set, and an old staple, Search for Scanter.
You see he has the Nazid in his hand, but opted for the Bound and the Search for Scanter this round.
Yeah, with no way to protect it.
Yeah, but the pressure is not that high at the moment. It would die, of course. Yeah.
This is the classic line in the standard format at the moment. We've seen it so many times. Search for Scanter.
Bounces the fairy, and it's for the Reclamation deck. It's really a problem, because you want to use your opponent's turn, and yeah, you can't now.
And not only your opponent's turn, it prevents any Wilderness Reclamation shenanigans, and of course, Sebastian immediately draws it. Does not go up to 40 life. I think they have problems reflecting the proper life totals at this point.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, we have
okay, well,
17, 16, which he should be.
Yeah, around that number.
Yeah, he if they doesn't track it, we need to. So we need to keep an eye on that.
Okay. He's ticking up his Blast Zone, which will be able to deal with both the Teferi and the Jadelight Ranger.
Yeah.
And of course, lets him use the mana at the end of turn and get some value out of Wilderness Reclamation. Okay. Yeah, okay, now he figured it out.
Thank you very much.
Hit it a few times. Down to 13 already. Bernhard with another Teferi in hand and
the Dreadhorde and another Trade Rider.
No, can't really see it.
Something green, of course.
Yeah, I think a Merfolk Mistbinder is in his hand. That one's for sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for
just
Teferi now, and probably is gonna put the Wilderness Reclamation away. That's an option. Yeah, he's reading it. We can, while Bernhard is pondering about these options, we can take a quick look at his deck list. He's running only one Teferi here of Demonaria, which of course he is casting right now, and 2 Saurian Vengeful Bloodlord, which we've already seen in the feature match area earlier today.
And he took away the Reclamation.
Yeah,
as
expected. So, what's Sebastian's play now? I mean, he will have to deal with the Teferi.
Yeah, he need to use the blast zone. So there are
problem is with his Wilderness Reclamation gone now. He's kind of shortened on mana.
Yeah.
Does take 2 by playing Breeding Pool. No update on the life total. Here comes the Search for Scant again. And he's passing the turn. Yeah, this indicates that he's gonna use the Blast Zone now.
He sets himself back on the mana, but if he removes 2 threats.
Yeah, he preserves his life total and gets rid of Planeswalker. Yeah, combat.
Yeah.
Okay,
he
Sebastian,
takes it.
Yeah, takes the damage.
So
yeah, of course, there's stuff like Narset. There could be another.
Yeah, and there could be another Teferi. So if he uses it and he plays another, then yeah, we are at square one.
He just needs to hit it.
Yeah, I told them, but.
Okay. Yeah. So it's the correct life total.
Yeah.
The technical devices are a problem, apparently. Bernhard with Command the Dreadhorde in hand, which he can play at instant speed if Teferi is on the table.
Yeah. But now it's gone.
Now it's gone, but he ticked it up, so here it is again.
Yeah.
Life totals are basically irrelevant to him, unless, of course, he loses that last one. But as we know, there are no creatures in Sebastian's deck.
No.
He can. Oh, never mind. He has Niso Shakes the Well, of course.
Yeah, he can go for the
cheesy win.
lands.
The cheesy win, but I don't think this is what will happen here. So Teferi again. The problem, Sebastian does have a solution in the form of Blink of an Eye, but of course Teferi shuts that option down.
Yeah.
You can't go.
And he's tapped out at the moment, so he needs to do it in his turn.
And then he can just replay it.
Yeah.
So Sebastian needs to have a turn where he can go Blink in my main phase, maybe get enough mana from Wilderness Reclamation to be able to cast Nexus of Fate and then do all kinds of stuff. Oh no, never mind.
No.
If he bounces it main phase, he can do that. But he's facing a different problem at this point.
Lethal damage.
Lethal damage on board. Apart from not being able to play his main game plan thanks to Teferi.
Yeah, the fog effects are all useless.
Yeah. This is why we see what Matthias mentioned, that the next deck has kind of fallen out of favor because small Teferi is giving the deck such trouble. I will see. He's counting up. Yeah, I mean, he can go, of course, for the bounce spell. Maybe he goes for Narset, then bounces a creature.
He must bounce a creature then, yeah. So
that's
and hope that Narset is a fog. But I think Bernhard wouldn't take the bait.
Yeah, I mean, he can take it out, or at least hit it for 2, so he doesn't get another card out of it.
Yeah, okay.
But
other than that, yeah, maybe he wants to shut it down because you have both the Teferis and 2 extra cards or 2 extra cards.
Yeah. 2 Nexus of Fate in hand for Sebastian.
Yeah.
Both dead cards. What is he thinking about? Still
search first counter
still
trigger.
Search first counter trigger, yeah, but be interesting to see what card it is.
It's the 6th land. Pooh.
Now he draws the Wilderness Reclamation, right? Yeah. So, and here's the problem. You can't... There's no line where you can bounce the Teferi and
And
get a turn where Teferi is not on board.
yes.
So he's going for the Wildcraft Walker, of course, representing the most damage at this point. Draws a card. It's a wild growth spiral.
Yeah.
But as we know, no more lands in hand.
Yeah,
Passes
but
the turn. Yeah.
is there a line when he can flip his search next turn with a growth spiral?
No. I mean, if he upkeep search for counter trigger on stack, growth spiral,
yeah.
has to hit a land at that point, I think.
And then
Yeah, there's no way he can get rid of Teferi and produce enough mana for Nexus.
so
I mean, his next draw step needs to be 2 cards, which is, of course, as we know, impossible. He would need the Blink of an Eye to get rid of Teferi and get a land to play.
Yeah.
And have his search for counter flip as well, which is not going to happen.
and he is now on 3 life. So
On 2, right? He got attacked for 4 damage.
4 damage. Then he's on 2 life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, command the Dreadhorde is gonna stay on top. Okay, 2 life. That's 1 life. 1 point of life left. Sebastian needs to take all the turns.
Yes.
And he needs to do it now.
And I don't have a clue how he will do it because I mean he can play a land and then yeah.
So that was not the quickest game one, but very convincing Teferi, showing why he's so powerful.
So there will come in the 3 negates, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look. He has negates in the sideboard, he has spell piss in the sideboard, biogenic ooze, Ugins, River's Rebuke in the sideboard, and 4 Thorn Lieutenants. Those, of course, are against mono red.
Yeah.
I expect that the River's Rebuke will, of course, be boarded in.
Sure.
That's great to set up a turn where you bounce to any board, then take extra turns.
So from Bernhard, we get the Trashing Brontodon probably, the Elder Spell.
Might be a possibility. I mean, he
and
has
the Duress.
and
He has 3 Duress. Yeah.
Narset Part of Veil is also a possibility because it does shut down some card draw shenanigans. As we see Sebastian, let me take a look. Yeah, he's still running Chemist's inside. Will be interesting to see if he still has them in off the board, because of course Narset.
I wonder what Bernhard is going to board out. Massacre Girls, of course, that's 2 cards, but beside that, Sorin is not that useful, probably.
Sorin. I don't know, Sorin. Of course, the one of Bonds of Flourishing.
Yeah.
Maybe even some command the Dreadhorde. I don't know if he wants to go that late. Or, I mean, he could go for a plan where he's boarding in Duress, the Thrashing Prontogon, and even the Crawl Harpooners, and go for a very aggressive approach. Hostage Taker might even be an option if he's anticipating a creature out of Sebastian's board, which we know he has in the form of Biogenic Ooze.
Yeah. But I wouldn't do that because you have the Teferis to handle it and the Vraska. So, yeah.
We'll see. I think the matchup definitely favors Bernhard. So, I mean, the River's Rebuke can
be huge.
Can be huge. And I wouldn't mind seeing Game 3, of course. So.
Sure. But till now, the other table hasn't come out, so they're
so
probably playing.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 15 minutes into the round.
Yeah.
Both players shuffling. We are, of course, in round 4.
Yeah.
After the round, we still have 4 more rounds to go, and then top 8.
And the top 8, we will, before the top 8, we will have a short break to rearrange our stuff, which will be bad because we have a break, but will be good because then we have the internet of the Spielraum, which will be much superior.
Yeah, exactly. As said, we're currently at Hauser Begegnung, and we'll move the top 8 into our very own store. Again, problems with the live totals.
the plus buttons are not obvious enough for gaining life.
Yeah. So you already did the metagame breakdown, which will go online after this round.
Yeah.
You already mentioned that.
Yes.
Apart from mono-red, any standout decks in
Yeah.
concerning the numbers?
There are a lot of Esper decks in variant versions. You have Esper Hero, where with 15 Esper Hero decks. You have Esper Control decks, several, and Esper Super Friends. Together they are about I think 37 decks on the here.
That's quite the number.
Then you have a lot of Dreadhorde combo decks, which every taste you can imagine. Yeah, you have the 4-color versions. You have versions like this one, which is 3-color based with blue and green. You have the Grixis. There's a Grixis version.
Awesome.
There's of course the green black versions. It's madness. There are a lot of Izzet Drake decks still.
Okay, awesome. With Arclight Phoenix or
With Arclight
with Arclight Phoenix? Yeah.
Arclight Phoenix,
Of course, as we discussed earlier on the stream, Arclight Phoenix being huge against the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Haste being very relevant. Sebastian with Spell Pierce in his hand. There's only one in his deck. That's in his sideboard, so he poured that one in.
There's the Drenching Pontodon, as expected, and there's a Duress.
And Duress.
So
And I think
Nexus.
It's Nexus.
Nissa.
I think it's 2 Nisses, Nexus, 2
2
lands,
lands,
and
and
a Spell Pierce. Yeah, which means
The spell
the Spell Pierce is gone, and now Sebastian has no play for the next turns. It's entirely dependent on the top of his deck, which is not exactly the place you want to be.
Yeah.
Starting from turn 2. So Bernhard brought a book.
Yeah. So you have enough space to write everything down.
Yeah. Nissa, of course, being a huge card from War of the Sparks.
Yeah.
For this archetype in particular, and
Another
it's
Nissa.
another Nissa. Yeah, he has all 3 Nissas in his hand right now. Not sure if, Nissa is great, but it's not what he wants to draw at this point. Especially not the third one. If you already have a backup one, no need to draw a third one. Do we have a? Yeah, and Bernhard
Has
is bringing the beats.
the Branch Walker.
Sebastian will be relieved that it stays at 2/2.
Yeah.
Draws a land. Now I think we get to see the Threshing Prontodon.
I would expect that just for the beats.
And I can see a Sorin in his hand, so
And
the
there's
1, 2, 3, 4 punch.
But the rest is lands. What is the last? Vraska. Sorin and a Vraska.
Sorin
yes.
and a Raska.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sebastian just passing the turn.
Yeah, he drew lands, which is not great, but it is okay because then in some point of the game he can play his cards.
Yeah. Maybe we get to see a Nissa.
We probably do.
Another 3-drop Shade Light Ranger, which stays a 2/1? No, okay.
Tamio.
Yeah. He keeps that on top, of course, because he already has Duress in the graveyard, and it's one of the best cards in this matchup. He knows about Nexus of Fate and about Nissa in the hand, so he knows that he's gonna hit something with it. And he can already do that very line next turn. Play Tamio, return Duress, cast Duress, so...
The search now
Uh,
is a bit of...
turn 5 when you...
Now can play your other cards.
Yeah, he can go for Nissa, untap, and play Search.
How he plays Search. He only untaps 1 land.
Yeah, he could untap Breeding Pool and produce a blue, and then Nissa makes a green. But of course, with Threshing Prontodon on the battlefield already,
it's not that.
Yep. Although you could make a point that trading your Search First counter for Prontodon at this point that the game is
a valid removal spell.
Yeah. You remove 3 powers from the battlefield, and you also get the ability to draw and play Wilderness Reclamation. Yeah, I think Sebastian is already way on the back foot here.
Yeah, definitely. Now the Duress came, and yeah, he sees basically the same cards.
Right, we now adjusted the game score because Bernhard, of course, is already a game up.
Yeah. So, what do you take now? The Nexus? Just because it's the only card which
I think
does matter somehow?
I don't know. I mean, he can get rid of the
Yeah, he takes the Nexus.
Nissa.
You have 3 Nissas.
Yeah.
It's so much hassle to work through them.
Yeah. I think Nexus is the right call. Oh yeah, never mind. I forgot. He of course has a blocking creature, so if Sebastian chooses, he can keep the Nissa in play.
Yeah.
Takes the Nissa with both his free-powered creatures.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
But at Sebastian, you would just let her die, or just play another, and then you have a 6/6.
I don't know, because you get the options to resolve some big spells. If you find Narset next turn and get to Narset minus, find Nexus of Fate, then Nexus, I don't think you can afford to let her die at this point. Okay, we misread the whole scenario. Never mind. He went for Sebastian's head instead, putting him down to 7, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, Sebastian is dependent on the top of his deck at this point. And it's not it's not good for him. So what's the play? Produce mana plus Nissa, play another Nissa, and get a bunch of blockers. Okay. Yeah, there's no point in blocking. The Tamiya's dying anyway. I mean, okay, he could of course jump block to put the creature into the graveyard for commanded Dreadhorde.
But he doesn't have it in his hand, and maybe he even bought it some out, as you...
Yeah, and at this point, at this stage of the game, with 7 lives, even a 2/1 can be relevant.
Okay.
Okay. So I think he changed his mind. And
which
wants
is
to block. Okay. Looks like Sebastian let it go, so...
Yeah, because he has the Sorin and can bring it back.
Yeah, that's also a good point. So... Are we seeing another Nissa? Yeah. There's another Nissa. Another 3/3. Oh, that's a smart move. He's now basically... he only has 2 blockers available anymore, as well as he had before he played Nissa, but now one of his creatures is an island, not a forest anymore, so he's preserving some life there. Vraska, of course, her minus ability is not able to kill one of the creatures because they're lands.
Yeah, and he held back the land because he doesn't need the mana, and so he can at least a bit.
Okay.
Obscure.
Yeah, he's going for the double block here. He gets to keep his search for Skanta. Falls down to 4. So, is it Sorin time? Or Vraska and kill the search for Skanta? Will be interesting to see. Sorin ups the pressure a bit more.
I would go for Sorin because you're...
Okay, take 2. Does he have any other plays?
3 to 17, if I'm correct. 4 to 17.
4 to
live.
17, yeah. He lets the opponent do it.
Now there's a third person now, but he's on 4.
So, am I missing something, or he has two spells in hand, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Any reason he played the land untapped? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, he goes for the Vrask.
Maybe he played the land untapped, and but there's no reason to do that. You can just play the land after the Vraska. That's interesting.
So he kills...
Yeah, that's not working.
That's not working, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're in a bit of a tough spot now, because if that was your game plan,
and now and
it's not working.
He went in the tank.
Yeah, quite some time there. Okay, yeah. Wants to get some use out of it.
Yeah. And that's why I think Sorin would be the better play, because then you can return a creature.
Wow, River's Rebuke. It's not doing anything here. Talked about the card being a possibly huge blowout, but at this point
it's nothing.
So, is there any way he can cast 2 Nisses and attack for 12 or something like that?
I think just attacks with 2 creatures and leaves 1 back for the block.
Oh, the point is, I mean, he can... I'm not sure he wants to get rid of the Aska. He can just go to the face, and next turn, River's Rebuke, and that might be lethal.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, unfortunately, he's short on actual forest. He only has 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Untap. No, he's short on mana.
Yeah.
He can't go for that play. I mean, not right now. Yeah. Gonna read that. You wanna? I think you probably, if you're not gonna go for the kill next turn,
then
you wanna get rid of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So is he trying to figure out if he plays another Nissa and makes another 3/3? I'm afraid I can't see the advantage of that right now.
It is possible, but I don't think it's useful. Because
yeah, he's really constrained by the amount of mountains he has drawn. Sorry, mountains, forests.
Yeah. So we have a 4 to 12 life points now, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it should be 4 to 12.
So
I'm not sure he wants to play the pre-combat. Okay.
Yeah, it gives lifelink.
Yeah, the other thing is, if he attacks with the Shadelight Ranger, there is a very small possibility that Sebastian doesn't even block, because he doesn't want to lose his 3/3. But now,
yeah, but he considers that dying now to combo damage is a real threat, and gaining 3 life is gaining 3 life.
yeah,
or 4 life.
yeah, he's not attacking though at all. So if he draws a forest, I think he wins. I think that's enough, right?
There's a forest.
That should be enough. Or is it, what's his 13 is the life point?
Yes.
Maybe he's missing 1 point of damage.
They get 2 get blocked, but it's...
He needs to cast it, the card as well, so
yep.
It's not that easy. The thing is, maybe he can still go for it this turn, because
applying so much pressure.
he's applying so much pressure, and he will have 5 3/3s next turn. And he can replay both creatures, but
yeah,
might not be enough. Yeah, there goes River's Rebuke. Yeah. And attack. So River's Rebuke actually is is a game changer this time.
Yeah.
Hit for 9,
4
down to 4, so 4 to 4. But one person has a Planeswalker and 4 3/3s, and the other one
has a bunch of lands.
Yeah, another land.
Yeah.
I think there's no way out. No?
Yeah. That's
River's Rebuke does it.
Really?
That was an awesome game. Didn't that was really weird,
no.
but really showed the power of Nissa.
Yeah, we didn't expect that after the you have what, 3 lands and 3 cards you can't cast.
Yeah, it was like he got hit by the res and had Nissa and Nexus in hand.
Yeah.
And then the Nexus got taken away, and Nissa basically won the game all by herself.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a search for Scanter, but it was most irrelevant. So, pretty impressive game from the Planeswalker. Yeah, we do have some internet issues. We're sorry for that. We're here at Haus der Begegnung and not at Spielraum Wien. So we are dependent on 3 internet to
Yeah.
to stream this event for you. The top 8 will have better quality though, I promise that, because we will have our own internet.
Yeah. Then we have a proper line.
Yeah, I do hope you stay with us until then anyways, and enjoy some magic, because we have had some great matches, and we have 4 more rounds to cover after this one.
And I'm very curious how this will go, to be honest, because on paper I thought Bernhard would be a favorite, but the last round was quite convincing.
Yeah,
Only on the back of Nissa,
only
to be honest.
Yeah, the thing is, Bernhard drew a lot of lands that game,
Yeah,
so
that's
he
true.
didn't have a lot going on. And the turn he went for Raska, he clearly intended to kill a creature there.
Yeah.
His game fell flat. So I will see a table number slope. So judges are looking for table numbers while players are shuffling, because of course we have our feature match area separate from the rest of the tournament. It's not only the honor to be playing in the feature match area and on stream, you also have the benefit of playing
More or less for your own.
more or less on your own. You're playing in a room where it's not as heated up as in the main room, and of course the noise is also not an issue in that room. So
search for Scanta, growth spiral.
I see 2 search for Scantas.
But only 1 land, so there.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I think it's 3 search for Scantas.
No, it's 2.
Yeah, no, it's
3.
3 search for Scantas in 1 land. This is Sebastian's not gonna keep that one.
Bernhard has an Elder Spell, Brontodon,
Planet Beacon, Paradise Druid, the Fairy, 1 additional land, and an Explorer creature in the form of a Merfolk Branchwalker, so I think he's gonna keep that one.
Yeah, he already had, because he was on the play.
Ah, yes, on the play. Correct. Sebastian's not on the fortunate side of his draw steps this match, although, as I mentioned, Bernhard was on the end of a bit of a flood last game as well, so let's see if his 6 yield anything better. This is 5, 6, 3 forests, no blue source and all blue spells, and apparently no blue source on top either. And another blue card. Not like this. Tamir for Bernhard is the draw step, and I assume he's gonna go for Merfolk Branchwalker. There's another one on top. Do you keep that on top? I don't think it's another land, right?
No. You need to put it down.
Big draw step, and no blue source.
There's the rest, but no land. So
yeah,
Sebastian has time to draw a blue source.
Yeah,
because there's not much pressure. Oh, yeah, there's
Paradise
the druid.
Yeah,
okay.
And no blue source again. Well, I'm afraid Nissa won't be able to finish this game if he's not gonna cast her, because he only has 3 sources. They're all green.
Yeah.
No more lands in hand at this point. And Bernhard, I think he found another land. So yeah, he's gonna be able to deploy his board.
Yeah.
Takes 2, as we already mentioned. Life points almost irrelevant.
14 to 18 now. They're correct for change.
I think he's he either goes for Tamio or Duress plus Brontoton.
I would go Duress plus Brontoton, to be honest, but I'm mistaken.
He goes for the Planeswalker. Will be interesting to see what he names here. This, of course, gives him the option to next turn, if he finds a land, go for Duress,
yeah,
and Brontoton. So
Whatever it was.
whatever it was neither Tameo, which of course wouldn't make much sense when he has one on the
In
battlefield, and Thrashing Portele, which he
the
also
same.
has one in hand. So
There's a blue source, but it
and
comes
comes
tapped.
double tap. This is wow. This is big.
Yeah.
If Sebastian can come back from this.
Would be a kind of a wonder.
Yeah. Of course, Bernhard also with the Elder Spell in hand, so any possible Nissers
Planeswalker.
or other Planeswalkers will get shut down. I can't seem to make out the last card in
Yeah.
Sebastian's hand. Is it a anime Planeswalker?
Yeah.
Is it Tameo?
It's maybe, but I can't.
I'm not
Figure it out.
familiar yet. Okay. It's too glossy to see, I'm afraid. I think it's Tameo, because it's most certainly a blue-green card and a Planeswalker, so I think it's a Japanese style Tameo in his hand. So a lot of options, and Bernhard has to think about what he takes now, because
Yeah, it was the Tameo.
it was Tameo with the blue mana available. Sebastian has the chance to crawl back into this game.
Do you now go for the second duress or just go for the Wanderdon?
It's a good question. I mean, if Sebastian draws a land, he can go for Nissa, but with Bernhard on the Elder Spell, it's not a huge problem for him, I think.
Just agree. I mean, the 3 toughness creature trades with his Branchwalker, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
He actually goes for Teferi. That's annoying as well. He has to plus Teferi now, though, because there's the possibility that Sebastian draws a land and then just finishes Teferi off. I think they're trying to figure out life totals at this point. Wrong direction. Yeah. Is he taking Teferi up? I think he is, right?
Yeah, he need to. I mean, it doesn't matter if he does, so why not? He has nothing to...
Yeah, but he can just draw a card. It's up to 1 card, so you can just draw a card. But, yeah. And there's actually a land, so yeah. There's Nissa. And pretty sure Teferi is gonna get attacked anyway.
Yeah. And he will be pleased that he has not drawn a card, because now it saves him 3 life and he has another action.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes for the Tameo.
Teferi is still being huge here, because Sebastian's
Whole game plan resolves around
yeah,
playing instants.
His negate is a dead card at this point. Let's see. Nice. Trying to figure out, yeah. Turning to forest to hand. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play the Elder Spell at this point.
Me too.
I mean, he can apply a bit of pressure. Yeah, there's no way he's not playing it. I mean,
he can duress as well if he likes.
He can just... Yeah, there's the Elder Spell. And I'd go for Teferi at this point. You get another bounce. Yeah. And it's not dying to Nissa.
Yeah.
The Tameo is on 3, so you can still use it to buy something back. Yeah.
Which you can't now, but yeah.
So, huge draw step for Sebastian. It's another negate, another death spell. So, he's still surviving for 1 more turn, because the line of Bernhard left him 1 damage short. Main phase, yeah, there's the handshake.
He needed a bounce spell.
Yeah.
And
he needed a lot of things at this point. Teferi just being a huge neck breaker. Sebastian was not able to overcome this. And Bernhard takes the game 2-1. We're back in the booth.
Yes, our other
Hi.
feature match already finished. I thought the guys go away.
Yeah.
So
Apparently, we're picking the wrong players.
the good players, the better players, because watching one game for 40 minutes is a good thing.
True, true. Yeah, so we do have some more time before the next round starts.
Yeah.
So we will be taking a break. Patrick will upload the metagame breakdown for
Yeah.
you.
I will try to give you the breakdown yourself so that you can talk on the stream next turn when Mate is back.
Awesome, so we'll talk about that a bit. And yeah, stay tuned. I know the internet is not the finest today, but I hope you stay with us anyways.
And in the top 8 it will be better.
Top 8, yeah, will be better. Stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.
We'll be back.